rusted rail, looking for a spark to start a fire, but every match I strike is born to fail. The wind is biting through my denim jacket, the kind of cold that starts inside the chest. I'm trying to ignore the midnight racket and give this heavy head a place to rest. I reach for my pocket and I reach for your hand. Before I remember, that wasn't the plan. Now it's just me and these rooftop cigarettes, watching the smoke turn to ghosts of all regrets. I'm blowing gray circles at a charcoal sky, asking the stars for a better goodbye. One for the silence, one for the pain, one for the way that you whisper my name. By the time I hit the filter, I'll be fine, I bet. But I'm burning through the memories with these rooftop cigarettes. Oh, you used to hate the way the paper tasted. You make me quit before the night was through. Now I'm looking at the time we wasted and wondering who's quitting me for you. Now the streetlights look like amber teardrops falling on a sidewalk that will never walk again. I keep waiting for a ghost to start calling, but the only thing that's talking is the wind. I'm flicking the ashes, I'm counting the scars, just a lonely silhouette beneath the lonely stars. Yeah, it's just me and these rooftop cigarettes, watching the smoke turn to ghosts of all regrets. I'm blowing gray circles at a charcoal sky, asking the stars for a better goodbye. One for the silence, one for the pain, one for the way that you whispered my name. By the time I hit the filter, I'll be fine, I bet. But I'm burning through the memories with these rooftop cigarettes. They say that these things kill you like it's some kind of news, but I've been dying since the Sunday that I had to hear the truth. It's a slow burn, it's a long way down to the empty streets of this hollow town. The pack's getting light, the sun's almost red. I've got nothing left to say that hasn't been said. Just one more light, before I go inside. Yeah, just one more light before I lose my mind. The kitchen clock is ticking like a judge. The coffee's cold, the cream is starting to skin. I'm staring at the wall, I haven't moved an inch since the shadows started creeping back in. I know the bill is paid, I know the wires are cut, I know the house is quiet and the bedroom door is shut, but my thumb is moving like it's got a mind of its own, tracing the glass on this cold silicone stone. I'm not looking for an answer, I'm not looking for a fight. I just need to feel the static in the middle of the night. I'm dialing in a dead number, ringing a ghost, talking to the person that I miss the most, waiting for the click, waiting for your breath, trying to find a signal on the other side of death. 7 little digits, a hollow buzzing tone. It's the only way I know how not to be alone. Yeah, the line is silent, but I'm still under your spell, just dialing a dead number and wishing you well. Your voicemail greeting is a holy thing to me, digital proof that you used to be free. I listen to the hay and the way you used to laugh. It's a 3-second life in a sonic photograph. Sometimes I tell you about the weather or the car. I tell you that the house was way too big and far. Then the recording cuts me off with a sharp robotic beep, and I'm left with a secret I was never meant to keep. They say I should delete you, they say I should move on, but how do you erase the sun after it's gone? I'm just shouting down a well that is long since run dry, giving all my I love yous to a disconnected guy, girl. Yeah, I'm dialing in a dead number, ringing a ghost, talking to the person that I miss the most, waiting for the click, waiting for your breath, trying to find a signal on the other side of death. 7 little digits, a hollow buzzing tone. It's the only way I know how not to be alone. Yeah, the line is silent, but I'm still under your spell, just dialing a dead number and wishing you well. Side of death. 7 little digits, a hollow buzzing tone. It's the only way I know how not to be alone. The operator says the number is no longer in service, but I can still hear you, I can still hear you. Click. We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed. Brake lights are a river, bleeding red, stretching out for miles toward the bend. I'm trapped inside this metal box with everything you said in a silence that I don't know how to end. The radio is playing something soft and cruel, a melody we danced to in your room. Now I'm just another tired, stationary fool while the evening sky begins to gray and gloom. I got nowhere to be, but I'm desperate to move, to get away from the ghost of me, you. But the world has stopped and the engines hum, and I'm finally feeling how heavy I've become. And now it's traffic jam tears on a Friday night, staring at the flicker of the hazard lights. I'm crying in the slow lane, nowhere to turn, watching all the bridges that we used to burn. The wipers are moving, but the rain's on the inside. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, just a mile of steel and a heart in a reach, washing out the dashboard with traffic jam tears. I look to the left and the girl in the truck is fixing her hair and singing along. She doesn't know I'm drowning, she doesn't know I'm stuck in the middle of our favorite wreckage of a song. The GPS is rerouting, trying to find a way to get me to a home that feels empty and cold. But there's no shortcut for the price I have to pay, for the promises we made that didn't hold. I wanna scream, I wanna honk the horn at the space in the seat where your shadow was born. But I just sit in the idle, I just sit in the drift, waiting for the heavy cloud of us to shift. Yeah, it's traffic jam tears on a Friday night, staring at the flicker of the hazard lights. I'm crying in the slow lane, nowhere to turn, watching all the bridges that we used to burn. The wipers are moving, but the rain's on the inside. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, just a mile of steel and a heart in a reeds, washing out the dashboard with traffic jam tears. On a Friday night, staring at the flicker of the hazard lights. I'm crying in the slow lane, nowhere to turn, watching all the bridges that we used to burn. The wipers are moving, but the rain's on the inside. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, just a mile of steel and a heart in our ears, washing out the dashboard with traffic jam tears. The line starts moving inch by inch, but I'm still standing still. Yeah, the world is moving, but I don't think I will. Red lights green, but I'm still blue. I'm walking through the hallway of the house we used to share, but the colors aren't as vivid as they were when you were there. Sometimes I see you leaning in the doorway of the kitchen, but when I blink the frame gets stuck, the image starts to twitching. The edges of your smile are getting frayed and pixelated like a tape left in the sun until the spirit's evaporated. I'm trying to hold the picture still, I'm trying to keep the focus, but time is like a thief, and when it comes and tries to broke us, I reached out to touch the sweater that you wore, but my hand went through the fabric and I hit the floor. There are glitches in the memory, static in the blue. I'm losing all the high-def details of the way I looked at you. The audio is skipping on the way you said my name, and every time I play it back it doesn't sound the same. I'm fighting with the signal, I'm praying for the light, but you're buffering away into the middle of the night. Just a ghost in the machine, a shadow in the sea of these broken-hearted glitches in the memory. I went back to the park today, the one with the cracked stone, but my mind replaced your laughter with a dial-up monotone. The way you smell like sandalwood and rain and cheap espresso is fading out to nothing, and it's killing me to let go. I try to find the video we took down by the shore, but the file is corrupted and it won't open no more. Is it me that's breaking down, or just the way I store the past. Nothing built on electricity was ever meant to last. Wait, I remember the scar on your knee. No, was it the left or the right? Let me see. It's slipping, it's sliding, it's washing away like a Polaroid left in the heat of the day. Don't go, please. Just stay clear for one more second. There are glitches in the memory, static in the blue. I'm losing all the high-def details of the way I looked at you. The audio is skipping on the way you said my name, and every time I play it back, it doesn't sound the same. I'm fighting with the signal, I'm praying for the light, but you're buffering away into the middle of the night. Just stay clear for one more second. There are glitches in the memory, static in the blue. I'm losing all the high-def details of the way I looked at you. The audio is skipping on the way you said my name, and every time I play it back, it doesn't sound the same. I'm fighting with the signal, I'm praying for the light, but you're buffering away into the middle of the night. I'm looking up at a silver sliver in the dark, wishing it was whole again, wishing for a spark. But the sky is just a mirror of the way I'm feeling now. A little less of me each night. I'm trying to figure how to be okay with leaning into the shadow on my side, while the ghost of what we used to be has nowhere left to hide. The tide is pulling at my heels, dragging me to sea, while the gravity of words keeps its heavy hand on me. Oh, it's just that moon phase melancholy, waxing into pain, watching how the light dissolves like sugar in the rain. Last week we were full and bright, dancing in the glow. Now I'm just a crashing soul with nowhere left to go. I'm waiting for the dark to pass, for the cycle to be through, but every stage of the moon tonight just looks like losing you. They say that things are circular, that everything comes back, but I'm just staring into the crater, lonely black. I remember when your face was the only sun I knew. Now I'm orbiting an empty space where the garden used to grow. The stars are acting indifferent, they've seen it all before. Another heart, another tide, washing up on shore. New moon, old wounds, everything is cold. I'm trading in the silver for a story that's been told. Will I ever be the shape I was before the sky went dim, or am I destined for the hollows hanging on the rim? just a celestial body waiting for a view. I'll see you in the next phase if I make it through the night. Total eclipse of my heart tonight. The living room is an island of brown paper and tape, a hollowed out kingdom where nothing can escape. I'm sitting on the floor where we used to order wine, dividing up the life that used to be yours and mine. I found your old college sweater at the bottom of the stack. It still smells like the wind before the world turned black. I should put it in at a giveaway, piled by the door, but I'm holding it so tight, my knuckles are getting sore. It's funny how life can fit inside a moving van, how quickly we become just a words instead of a can. And now I'm packing up these cardboard box memories, tape it shut and label it with shattered possibilities. Everything we build is tucked away in bubble wrap, trying to find my way across a torn up map. One box for the kitchen, one for the bedroom floor, and one for the versions of us that don't live here anymore. It's heavy work, moving on through the debris of these fragile, dusty cardboard box memories. I found the ticket stubs from that show in Omaha before the distance grew and we ran into the floor. The edges all yellow, the ink is getting thin, like the way I'm losing track of where I end and you begin. There's a chipped ceramic mug with your lipstick on the rim. I almost threw it out, but the light was getting dim, so I tucked it in the corner, wrapped in a linen sheet, a little piece of wreckage I'm not ready to defeat. They say new beginnings, like it's something to celebrate, but I'm just mourning the ends that arrived a little late. The walls are showing shadows where the pictures used to hang. I'm listening to the silence where the laughter used to bang. One for the bedroom floor, and one for the versions of us that don't live here anymore. The echoes are the only things that I can't fit inside. I'll leave the keys on the counter with the ghost of my pride. One last look, close the door, I don't live here anymore. The battery is at 5%. The screen is cracked and dim, but I'm scrolling through the archives, looking for a limb to pull me from this quiet, to break this heavy hush. to feel the way you left. It used to give my heart a rush. I know I should be sleeping, I know the sun is near, but I'm addicted to the ghost that's whisper in my ear. I'll find the one from August, the day we missed the train. You were breathless and you sounded like a blessing in the rain. My thumb is hovering over the delete icon on the right, but I'm not brave enough to go completely deaf tonight. I'm living on these old voicemails, breathing in the sound of a voice that isn't coming back to walk this hollow ground. I'm playing back the I love yous until they start to blur into the way we used to be and the way we never were. It's a digital confession, a frequency of pain, listening to your happiness through a filter of the strangest, a thumb on a button, a heart that's lost its way, saved in a mailbox from a better yesterday. There's one you left at midnight when you couldn't find your keys. I can hear the city traffic and the rustle of the trees. You were humming some old melody, the one I used to hate. Now I'd give 1,000 lifetimes just to hear you hesitate and say, are you there? Pick up, I guess you're fast asleep. I'm wide awake now, honey, with the promise I can't keep. The data's getting older, the quality is low, but it's the only tether left that hasn't let me go. They say that time heals everything, but time just makes it worse. When your favorite conversation is a blessing and a curse. I'm talking back to recordings, I'm answering the dead, trying to find some logic in the things we never said. To blur into the way we used to be and the way we never were. You have 0 new messages, but I have 24 I've memorized by heart. To replay, press 1. I've been pressing 1 since the day we fell apart. Don't die on me now. Just one more time. I'm tracing the white line on your wrist, the one you got from the fence back in June, when we were chasing a summer we thought couldn't miss, and howling our hearts at a paper thin moon. And there's the mark on my shoulder, jagged and deep, from the night that the world fell apart at the seams. They're maps of the secrets words we promised to keep, and the wreckage of all of our beautiful dreams. We thought we were healing, we thought we were whole, but the skin only covers the holes in the soul. Now I'm looking at the damage, the history of us, the parts of the promise that turned into rust. Every nick, every burn, every jagged repair is a ghost of the burden we used to both bear. I'm touching the edges where the pain used to be, seeing pieces of you and the pieces of me. It's a long, lonely road and it's never been fair, just a memory held by the scars we shared. You used to say they were trophies of war, signs that we made it through hell and back home. But now when I see them, they're just an open door to a house where I'm living completely alone. I see the one on your temple, from the glass in the hall, from the night that we realized we'd run out of time. I got the match for it, hidden and small, a mirror of sorrow, a rhythm, a rhyme. They don't ever fade, they just turn into silver, like moonlight on water. They shiver and quiver. I give up the healing to feel the sting new. If it meant for 1 second I was still touching you. Yeah, I'm looking at the damage, the history of us, the parts of the promise that turned into rust. Every nick, every burn, every jagged repair is a ghost of the burden we used to both bear. I'm touching the edges where the pain used to be, seeing pieces of you and the pieces of me. The bleeding has stopped, the surface is cold, but the story they're telling is getting so old. I'm wearing your ghost like a second skin, waiting for the ache to begin again. The key still turns the same way in the lock. The floorboard by the window still has that hollow creak, but I'm startled by the ticking of the grandfather clock. In a silence so loud that it's hard to hear me speak. The walls are the color of a pale morning sky, the shade that we picked out when we had nothing but time. Now I'm walking through the hallways like a ghost passing by, and a life that was ours now is no longer mine. There's a stack of mail on the counter with a name I can't say, and the air feels heavy with the things we threw away. 'Cause this is just a structure of timber and stone, a collection of shadows I'm facing alone. The roof keeps the rain out, the windows are clear, but I'm drowning in everything that's no longer here. Every room is an echo, every hallway a bone, a skeleton of the house that isn't home. I found a stray earring behind the nightstand, and a coffee ring stain on your favorite book. The world is still turning, it's all going as planned, but I'm terrified of every corner I look. The garden is dying, the weeds could tear up the floor, I could change every lock on every single door, but I can't scrub the memory of you from the wood. I'd leave this place forever tonight if I could. Shadows I'm facing alone. The roof keeps the rain out, the windows are clear, but I'm drowning in everything that's no longer here. Every room is an echo, every hallway a bone, and the skeleton of the house that isn't home. I'm turning out the lights one by one, trying to forget everything we've done. It's just four walls, it's just an empty space. I'm looking for a home in a hollow place. The maples are bleeding out onto the street, in shades of a fire that's lost all its heat. I'm watching the neighborhood changing a night from a golden kingdom to a ghost of the light. The air tastes like wood smoke and heavy goodbyes, and the sun is just tired of the weight in the skies. I'm pulling my collar up tight to my chin, wondering where your departure begins. You always loved the way the seasons would turn, but you never told me how much they could burn. It's the season of autumn leaves and leaving, of holding my breath and forgetting my breathing. The ground is a graveyard of things we let go, covered in colors they used to be aglow. Every gust of the wind is a suitcase you packed. Every crunch on the gravel is a heart that is cracked. I'm standing right here while you're drifting away in the amber and gold of a cold October day. The porch swing is empty, it's swaying alone, like a pendulum marking the time that has flown. I remember the porch light reflecting your eyes, back when the summer felt like one big prize. Now the shadows are longer, the days are so short, and I'm just a wreck in a dry weather port. The trees are all shedding the parts they don't need. I wish I could drop all the sorrow I breathe. Green turns to yellow, yellow to red, red turns to nothing, just like you said. Everything withers, everything dies, but you forgot to mention the sting and the wise. Now I'm the only one left on the lawn, watching the colors bleed out till they're gone. Every crunch on the gravel is a heart that is cracked. The first frost is coming. I can feel it in the grave. You're just a leaf that the wind took away. Drift, drift down to the ground. The only thing left that doesn't wanna be found.